is Robin Miller. I'm at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum, and of course, this has become an old hat for this guy. Another appearance on the BorgWarner Trophy. That's 2. Bob Rahal's got 1. I'm still looking for my first. What's really crazy to think about, though, last night I was looking through some stuff. 2 guys have won this race when they were 47 years old. That's Al and Bobby Unser. One guy that was 46 was Emerson Fittipaldi, and one guy that's 45, which you just turned, was Gordon Johncock. And I can promise you they weren't in as good a shape as you are right now. So I would say age is just a number in your case.
Well, yeah, you now said that. I believe that's the way, yes.
Do you think, I mean, really and truly, you're driving better, you look better, you're in great shape. So it really is, it's just, because Bob, we'll get to him in a minute, but he quit racing when he was 45.
Right, yeah. I mean, you can't ignore the age, of course not. But I feel mentally, physically, as high as better. And I just wanted to drive the car, and Bobby, gave me opportunity. So it's a kind of happy circle here.
So, and you're not even using Ari Lyondike shoe polish on your hair. It's real color.
It's a real color. I mean, it's a little bit here, it's a little white, but it's happened. It's a human nature. But I'm just pressing as hard as I could. So I'm really happy.
All right, Bob. We were talking. You retired when you were 45, but hell, you didn't start Indy till you were 29, which in today's lifetime, 29, you'd be racing for 10 years.
Yeah,
but
some guys are retiring at 29.
Exactly. But when you see this guy and you see, I mean, it's not out of the question. I mean, one corner at Indy and a couple years ago when he's coming on, if there's 5 more laps, we're talking about 3 or 4 wins.
Yeah. No, there's, Takuma is, as you noticed, I mean, he's in great shape, great focus. When he gets in the car, when he comes to work, you never question what percentage he's giving you. It's 100% every time. And I was been very pleased just because, good team effort. He and his engineer, Eddie Jones, did a great job. His team, they did a great job. Everything's got to work your way that day. And not only to work away, but in that last year, the fastest car in the race won.
Yes.
And I think that was obvious. And so it was just a thrill to be a part of that, to see it happen. I have no doubt in my mind that Takuma can really vie for a 3rd win this year.
As you got older in your career, from 40 to 45, you always had this, you don't have to outbrave everybody. You just got to outthink them.
Well, there's a lot, and of course that's really true around this place, knowing when to go racing and when not to. No, I think I retired at 45. I was on the podium a couple of times in my 45th year on the road courses. So, like I said, Takuma said the car doesn't know how old he is, So I have no doubt, as I say, that we can still have a very strong year again this year. Everybody's working really hard back in the shop to ensure that we do, and it's going to make for an exciting season.
Takuma, what do you think is about this place that suits your style? Did you develop a style to suit this place, or how did you, like when you first came here? I remember when Teo Fabi first came here and he took 5 laps and said, "Get me out of this place. I'm not running here. This is not for me." And he ends up being on the pole. Was it something that you gradually got the hang of, or did you like it right away?
Yeah, I think now you could say yes. I like this truck, of course, and it suits me. Yes, I mean there's 4 high-speed corners. And you need a lot of commitment, of course. But then it's a long race. You need to understand all the things that's happening on the behind too. So, over the past 10 years, I developed myself, obviously gaining a lot of experience and working onto what you need to take up to the winning for the 500. Now I know it. And as long as we got everything in one piece and together, I think there is always a chance and opportunity to challenge for the wins.
I brought you an old Autosport, 20 years old when you were just signed with Eddie Jordan to go Formula One racing. Could you ever imagine 20 years later, you're on the BorgWarner Trophy twice, you're one of the guys to beat at the Indy 500?
No, never. Obviously, I always dream about the Indy 500. That's one of another pinnacle. For even Formula One days. And of course, at that time I was driving Formula 3 car, little car in motorsport, and Bobby was a Jaguar, the Formula One principal. He came to the Jaguar Formula 3 junior team often. So, since then we matching sometime, and then it was just an amazing journey, to be honest. But ending up to here, driving for the Bobby and winning for him. because I felt I owned a win, back in 2012, when I went to the backwards, after Dahlia win. So, I feel really happy for the team, and no doubt the team did an amazing job. So hopefully 2021 we can carry this momentum.
Do you get the feeling when you tried to pass Dario to win the race, that's what I think you probably made more fans that day for not winning than you would have won, because that's what they want to see. Somebody, that's what you're here for. You're going for it the last lap of the Indy 500. No regrets.
No regret, and obviously you want to finish the race, of course, as a professional race car driver. But you learn so much things, and as you said, I think in IMS, particularly the fans in come here for years and years, such a loyal. They understand, and I never forgot when I come back to the garage after 2012. I was so down, but it was hundreds of fans waiting for the cheering, and it's oh, you won this race. So I think it was just amazing support. I always feel that way. So 2020 August was obviously very sad and lonely, but obviously we all understand the situation. So hopefully this year we come back some great, the event with the fans.
All right, 45-year-old guys, favorites to win the Indy 500. It's happened before. Uncle Bobby, Big Al, Rutherford wasn't even around then. John Cock, Emerson Fittipaldi. All right, you guys, stay tuned. Keep reading RACER.com, Marshall Pruitt's podcast. Thanks to Bob Rahal and Takuma Sato for their time. And hopefully when the snow melts, they're going to be running cars around this joint.